Welcome. This video is going to be basically the strategy that I use to get funded and how you can get funded using 3 simple steps. And overall, if you can use these correctly, you will end up with about an 80% win rate. I backtested myself. You don't have to trust me. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You can just watch this video, try it out yourself, backtest it, forward test it. You will get funded. Thank me later. First things first, I did make a previous video about this. If you want, you can watch it. The link will be in the description. This video is going to be going over pretty much the same thing. I'm just going to go a little bit more into depth as what liquidity you can use, what's the right type of SMT you're going to look for, and exactly what opposite order flow disrespected, what fair value gaps you want to see disrespected, how you want to see them, and how you want to wait for them to be retraced into. Okay, step 1, liquidity sweep. If you don't know what a liquidity sweep is, it is pretty much when price is developing and you sweep a previous high or low and then start to displace from it like aggressively. Okay? It's called a liquidity sweep because essentially, the theory behind it is that there's retail traders in the market and they have their stop losses above these old highs, right? They start to see price come down, they get in the market. Market makers want to push price, stop them out, and once they're exited out of the market, all the retail traders, it's easier for them to move price in the direction they want, okay? That is the easiest explanation I can make for you right now, in 5 seconds. If you want a better understanding, I really do suggest you go watch a video on it. It is very essential if you want to learn, smart money concepts, or if that's how you want to trade. You really do need to have a good understanding of liquidity and what it is. So I will link a video in the description. Feel free to click on that. Okay, step 2, SMT. After the liquidity sweep, you want to look for something called SMT. It stands for Smart Money Techniques. It pretty much means, right, let's say you have an uptrend on NQ and you're uptrending on ES. What do you notice here, right? Right here with these lows. On ES, we made a lower low, but on NQ, we made a higher low, okay? NQ and ES, if you don't already know, the NASDAQ, S&P, they are correlated pairs, meaning they move the same, right? Essentially, all times they are moving the same. When one's in an uptrend, the other's in an uptrend. When one's making higher highs and higher lows, the other one's making higher highs and higher lows. When you see a cracking correlation, right? One's making a lower high, one's making a higher high, that is called SMT, okay? A lot of times SMTs will cause a reversal in the market, right? So I'm going to use the same example, right? Let's say we're going up. Okay, right here, you would have the liquidity sweep, right? And this is really shitty drawing, right? But you're going to understand the point in a second. Okay, you can see here with these 2 highs, again, shitty drawing, I hope you can still see it though. These 2 highs, this made a lower high. Right here, we made a higher high. This right here, a liquidity sweep, and then an SMT being formed, is what you want to be looking for in the market. Now this is a drawing, again, it's a bad drawing. I'm going to show you now a real example with candles from just a random day. Okay, so here we are, right here. You can say ES and NQ. This is a little bit zoomed out. I just zoomed out to the 4-hour just so I can see the most obvious example, so I can show you guys. Right here we have a low that is in place, right? We're on an uptrend, we have this low in place, okay? You can see it here as well. We get some movement to the downside. Now you can see here, this is a downtrend, right? Like these candles, right, we're making lower highs, sorry, lower lows, lower high, lower low. This is right here is a downtrend. We're downtrending on both pairs. We come down, sweep this low, right? But you can notice this low never gets swept on NQ, right? It gets swept on ES, but NQ never quite, reaches down there. That is the SMT. That is an SMT with a liquidity sweep. That is what you want to look for. A lot of times you'll see SMTs, just random SMTs in the market, especially on the lower time frames. I'm not going to show you an example now. But you want to know, you don't need to just immediately enter each SMT, right? Not only is it the only second step in the strategy, but a lot of times you'll get fake SMTs. The SMT that really matters, or the ones that actually cause reversals, only happen after a liquidity sweep. That is very important to note. Only after liquidity gets swept, only after a point of interest is tapped into, will the SMT actually cause a reversal. Okay, another thing you want to know that has to do with liquidity, when you are picking which highs or lows you want to use, I really like to stick to the 15-minute and the hourly because those are the most obvious highs and those are usually what stick out the most and what happen to have the most stops behind them in the market. Now, you can also use the previous session's higher lows, or you can use yesterday's higher low or equilibrium. Equilibrium just means, like, let's say this is the trading range for I don't know, Friday, whatever. Friday's equilibrium would be the highest point of that day, the lowest point of that day, whatever the middle point is, right? Equilibrium, consequent encroachment, it's just a fancy word for in the middle, right? Literally. So those are what you want to use for your liquidity, right? So if your New York session, London's highs, London lows. London session, you want to trade Asian high, Asian lows. Those are your liquidity areas. That's what you want to get swept, and that's where you want the SMT to form before you move on to step 3. Step 3, opposite order flow disrespected. This simply means you want to see a close above a bearish gap if you're bullish, right? If you're bearish, if you're selling right now, you want to see price continue lower and lower and lower, right? This means you want to see these gaps, these bearish gaps, be getting filled and disrespected. You want to see price come lower and lower off of them. If you see price close above, then that is a sign that buyers are starting to step in. If they can agree that the candle close price is above the gap, that is a good sign of a reversal, and that is what opposite order flow disrespected means. So I picked this example specifically because you can see here, some people see this and they're like, okay, we closed above. This close, if it's fucking 2 millimeters, you really don't want to be entering, right? Especially with this wick. You want to see a nicer close at like a few ticks above, right? You don't want to see something like this. This is not opposite order flow disrespected. I would not consider this valid. You want to see a close that like this. This candle right here, closing above, this is a good close. And you can see price continues higher and higher off of that, okay? I'm going to show you the trade that I actually took yesterday, right? Today's the 18th. This was 17th. This was literally yesterday. Just to show you how I use it, right? I have these already marked out. This is the high I want to see swept for lows or for shorts. This is the low I want to see swept for longs. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I like to wait till around 10 anyways to get my entry, because that's when you see the most reversals in the New York AM session, right around 10. Okay. So I'm just going to skip to that part now, just so I don't bore you with too much yapping. Okay. Now, I'm watching, we already got to the liquidity sweep, right? Because we came down, we swept these low. This is what I wanted to see for longs. Now what's next? SMT. I was looking at these lows here, no SMT formed, right? Looking at these lows, didn't really get an SMT. We got this wick, but, you know, nothing crazy. And I'm thinking, damn, you know what? I really like this. I might have missed it, but I'm not going to just force an entry, right? Because I really like to wait for that SMT as an extra confluence. It just works so well, and I back tested it. It's amazing, honestly, truly. Once you start using it, you're never going to go back. Okay. 10:23, I'm like, damn, right? You know, I thought I missed the move. Still waiting, though, because we might get a retrace. The latest I'll take this up to is about 11, right? That's the latest I think I've gotten an entry with using this model. But if it doesn't happen at 10, it usually happens at around 10:30. So that's what I'll wait to see. Okay. 10:26, right? I noticed we came all the way down here, and we came to fill this imbalance. What's next? Is there an SMT? Is there? You tell me, right? Is there an SMT? Well, it looks like it, right? This 10:01 low, this 10 a.m. low, Didn't get swept on ES, but it for sure looks like it, right? It came below it on NQ. Now we have all 3 steps. We have the liquidity sweep, okay? We have the bullish order flow where we're disrespecting this. We got the SMT, okay? You really want to wait. You can answer off these 3 alone, but you really want to wait for it in the order liquidity sweep, SMT, then order flow disrespected, okay? So I didn't enter yet. Waited. Boom. Boom. What is this? Bearish FFG, okay? Disrespected. Fuck it. Go long. 100 contracts. Who cares, right? Wait for price to play out. What I do, I'm just going to show you now. I put my low or my stop below the most recent low a lot of the times. And I'll either let it wick it, or I said I'll never let it wick it, I meant to say. I'll let it close below if I'm going to get stopped out, right? Now you can either do it below this FVG if you have a light risk or you want to go super tight, or you can do it like how we know if you have 150K. So let it play out, right? Torquing on my entry, of course. Okay, TP1, if you want, you can take it here. I like to wait for the opposite liquidity to get swept. So I think I took a partial here. This was my first. I took a partial here, and then I waited for price to play out, and then yeah, you can see right here. Sorry, you can see right here. Came up exactly to this high, just like that, right? All you have to do, liquidity sweep, SMT, order flow disrespected, go long. Fuck it. It's as easy as that. First will be April, March, April, May. May will be 2, June will be 3. Pick which month. Oh wow, it really wanted 2. It picked 2. Okay, let's just do 1 anyways, April. I'll go all the way back to April to fucking backtest this shit. Just to prove that this works. And let's pick a day too. Right? Why not? 18th. April 18th. Okay, so I picked a random day. Okay, so like I said, I use 15-minute... Oh, get this shit out. I use 15-minute liquidity and hourly liquidity. So 15-minute highs and lows, hourly highs and lows. Right? I have no idea what's going to happen this day. I don't even remember, what I wore April 18th. I don't even remember what I did April 18th. That's literally 3 months ago. Right? And the reason this works in all months is because this is literally the most basic way to understand how the market moves and how to use smart money concepts, especially the theories, the concepts, in a simple way that works consistently, okay? So I'm waiting for 10, right? Let's move down the 5-minute. A lot of times I'll look on the 5-minute, right? And then I'll execute on the 1-minute just because I don't want to watch each 1-minute candle form. I like to get a better idea of what's happening by looking at the 5. Okay, boom. Wow. Market opens. Take out these low, right? Now you'll notice, what's this right here? What's this? Come on. Just tell me. What is it? SMT. Good job. If you didn't say that, fuck you. Okay. SMT. You can see that this low got taken out, right? I really fucking hope you can. You can see that this low didn't get taken out here. This is a liquidity sweep. Okay? You see the low get swept. You see displacement to the high, towards the upside. You see the SMT. Third step, you wait for bullet or bearish, opposite order flow to get disrespected. That just on opposite order flow, right? Bearish, yeah. Boom, right here. You want to see those get disrespected, okay? You can literally see it already, honestly. This is a little bit earlier. Because a lot of times I'll wait till 10. But this is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Where did my data go? Hello? Just fucked my recording like that, huh? I'm not giving up. I'll just show you on this. Please don't do the same thing. Oh my god, kill me. I think it's so far back in time that I don't have enough data. Yes, the data is already shown, but fuck. This is what you would have waited for, right? This to get inversed, and then you would have been able to long, and you can clearly see it. I mean, that kind of ruined the point, because I didn't get to actually show you play by play. But you can see, boom, TP1 hit, boom, TP2 hit. Could have had runners, probably wouldn't have hit all the way up here, but, you know, you would have got stopped in profit at least. And I mean, look at this RR, you know? This is not bad at all. This is such an easy way to trade. You're at least getting a 3 RR out of it almost every single time. And this is a random day tested, by the way. Like, I didn't pick this day. I didn't go back in time and manipulate. This is literally a random number generator. Now, before you go, just to sum it up to make sure you understand everything, okay? Really quickly, I'm going to run through it. You wait for a liquidity sweep, 15-minute, hourly. You want to see a SMT formed after liquidity sweep. You want to see opposite order flow disrespected. You want to see a close, a strong close above, a bearish FVG if you want to go long. You want to put your stop below the most recent low, and you want to target opposite liquidity. That is it. What I just told you, the last 30 seconds of me talking, that is how you're going to get funded. That is how you're going to pass your account. That's how you're going to get a payout. It is that simple. Okay? See you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe.